Not pass up this exercise. This literally might be the single most important thing you learn in 2024. Seriously, like your life would be so much more satisfying if you just learned how to apply this one simple fucking thing. And in this video, I'm going to give you an exercise that's going to help you get really, really good at applying this one simple thing. And before I jump into this, it's really important to know whether or not that center right there, it's called the sacral, is defined. It's defined here. It's colored in. It's red. Or if it's undefined, meaning it's white. 70% of the world has a defined sacral, 30% of the world has an undefined sacral. Because this one simple thing that I'm telling you is going to fucking change your life is called a sacral response. You could think of this like a fuel gauge. You know, when you're driving your car and you're like, oh, I have to drive 50 miles. I don't have enough fuel. That's kind of what the sacral does for us. And for the 70% of the population where it's colored in, it's red like this, their fuel meter is always going to give them accurate readings. And for the 30% that has an undefined sacral, that meter is not always going to be accurate, but it's still super important to have a connection with it. So no, rather than a meter on a car dashboard, this sacral communicates with you through these sounds. Ew, woohoo, that kind of shit. Again, for the people with the defined sacral, this sound is going to tell you whether or not you have energy for something or not. For instance, someone attractive approaches you. They're walking towards you, you respond, but then maybe your head starts going, oh, they're way out of your league. How could they like you? A bunch of fucking bullshit starts going off. You suppress the sacral response, you don't respond, and now you're frustrated. So now I'm going to give you guys the practice that I promised to help you tune into the sacral. Now again, it doesn't matter if you have a defined sacral or an undefined sacral. You have a sacral, okay? You have a gut and sex organs and all that shit, and that's the thing that's going to be responding. So here's how this works. I'm just going to ask you questions. I'm going to shoot them off kind of fast so that you don't scurry up into your head. Your job is to just simply respond, if it's true, if it's not true. You could actually make any sound you fucking want, just no words. And notice when you go up into your head. I want your response, not your thoughts or your explanations. You got it? Take a deep breath. Exhale. And let's do this. Is your name Michael? Are you standing up right now? Are you indoors? Are you wearing shoes? Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Do you have a lot of energy right now? Do you feel tired? Are you excited about what you're going to do later? Is your mother still alive? Is your father still alive? Do you have any brothers? Do you have any sisters? Do you have any pets? Do you want to go dancing right now? Do you want to go to sleep right now? Did you set a New Year's resolution on January 1st? Are you keeping up with that New Year's resolution? During this exercise, do you feel like you've done anything wrong? Do you know your human design? Is your sacral defined? Is your sacral undefined? Does this feel good in your body? Okay, wonderful. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Let's talk about this a little bit. This exercise is not about getting every answer right. It's about participating and seeing where you're at with your connection to your sacral. As I mentioned before, it's super important to know about your energy. And if you have a defined sacral, your gut will tell you about your energy. But if you have an undefined sacral, your gut is going to tell you about not only your energy, but also the energy of the people around you, especially if you're fucking. See, what happens most of the time is that people do not honor this internal guidance system. They don't have energy for something, their gut is going, but their friends are saying, oh, come out with us, you'll have such a good time. And they're like, I guess I'll go. And then they end up being frustrated the entire time. The more that we can tune into the sacral, the more information we have to make informed decisions. And rather than thinking about our decisions, we can just go directly to the gut. Now, as somebody with an undefined sacral, doing these exercises has helped me so much. When I first learned about human design, people were telling me like, oh, you have an undefined sacral, so you can't trust your gut responses. And I'm like, my gut's responding to you right now, and that kind of feels like bullshit. And it wasn't. I can't trust my gut responses every time, but it doesn't mean I don't have them. So for me, with an undefined sacral, the ability to discern between my own sacral responses, other people's sacral responses, and me going up into my head, I was able to develop this skill by practicing this thing that I just showed you. And then for the people with the defined sacrals, you just got to discern when you're in your gut or you're in your head, which this exercise will obviously help with. To reiterate, it's about participation, not perfection. So if you found this helpful, if this felt good, please let me know in the comments, share it with somebody so we can help them too. And if you want to learn more about your human design, because again, this is one of 9 centers, go to my website, plug in your information, and buy a report. It's $20. I'll bet you my entire head of hair that if you buy this $20 report and actually apply it in 2024, 2024 is going to be the absolute best year of your life. Thanks for your time and energy. Peace.